Greetings, Christ the King community. I am Michael Hall, your Pastoral Council Chairman, coming to you live from my home office. And we wanted to give you a little bit of an update today about what's going on with Christ the King and what's happening online as well as around the facilities and where we're at with our programs and other business. In order to help with that, I've got Greg Thornbury here with me. I'm going to bring him online. He's not here. He's in his home office. And so I'm going to do that right now. Greg, say hi to everybody.
Hey, hello, everybody. And thank you, Michael, for putting us together. Appreciate the chance to communicate directly with our parishioners and give them an update.
Well, it is good. We're trying our best to communicate with everybody, and that's the spirit of this. So we're having a little fun sort of news style interview here side by side on screen. So hopefully that works to get what we wanted to get out there. As many of you already know, there's a lot happening at Christ the King, even though we're not all at Christ the King together. We've managed to get daily Mass online at 9 a.m. live streamed through the Facebook page and then viewable on the web page afterwards. And then also daily adoration in the Rectory Chapel. Just an online feed from 5 p.m. until 6 when we have a minute of prayer in solidarity with the nation. And then I think about 6:02 we're doing Rosary in that same video stream, and then finishes up at 7. Weekly Sunday Mass is celebrated at 5 p.m. for the Vigil Saturday Mass, and then available online after. And we're looking for more and more things to do. We'll talk about that in a minute. But if you're not aware of those offerings, go to ctkph.org, and there's a link to get to them, whether or not you're a Facebook member. So, but we are working as a community. The office is open, but not in person, where everyone's at home working and doing various things to stay connected. In fact, Greg also has a dual role, twice the pay, as we like to say, as serving as the Finance Council Chairman as well as Pastoral Council member and co-chairman. And we thought we'd show you how we're doing our meetings. People are well aware of Zoom, but it's fun to show. This is on screen now our Pastoral Council meeting we had last week to talk about what we're doing and how we can continue our ministries at the church. You can see Greg there in the middle waving with the green shirt. And it's good, right, Greg? Can you tell us how the Finance Council's been meeting and whatnot?
Yeah, we've been doing the same thing, Zoom meetings. We've been meeting actually pretty frequently, or at least having some subcommittees working together to try to figure out how we're going to financially navigate through the shelter in place. And so it's been very worrisome, and I'm sure most of our parishioners are very worried about their own finances. And so as a church that survives on our donations and our parishioners' ability to support us, we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing financially, and to balance all of the things that we want to do as a church with all the things that we need to pay for at the same time. So it is something that we're spending a lot of time trying to figure out. So
yeah, it's been more work than ever, I think, for some of these both the regular staff members as well as the various volunteer folks like yourself to keep up and shift gears.
That's right.
Are right now, right?
Right.
So
yeah. One of the things that I know, we talked about Zoom conferences. One of the things we had been actually planning for a while was to establish an email channel so we could communicate directly to our parishioners via email. So we'd been looking at it, and I think this shelter in place really lit a fire under us to get the tool called Constant Contact enabled. so that we can send out email updates to our parishioners. And so far, we've sent out 2 emails. If you haven't gotten a email, you can sign up for it on our website or send us an email. We'll put up our email addresses here a little bit later. But it's a way to get to our parishioners. So far, we've got about 3,000 email addresses. We've been steadily collecting them from the different ministries and that we support, and we're looking to get to everybody. So if you have an interest in seeing what's going on, it's a way to get to the information that you might not get any other way. So.
Yeah, it's a fantastic tool. We're really grateful to be able to get it going so fast, especially given how remote everyone is. But thankfully, we have the online tools to do stuff these days. So yeah, I'll try to post this email in the video. But it's if you want to be added to that constant contact email list, just send a note to office@ctkph.org. Again, I'll try to put that up as a banner in the video, but and we're trying to announce that everywhere. So I'm sure you've heard it before, but if you haven't, it's office@ctkph.org. We'll include you in this communication list. It's about once a week, right?
Yep. We're planning to send it out every Wednesday. We've got something that our staff can put together and pull from different groups. So it's looking for suggestions and ideas for content that people would value. Definitely looking for feedback on what we've done already. So take a look and let us know what you think. Just one FYI, some of you may have gotten it, but it may have been directed to a spam or a junk mail folder. You might want to look there to see if your email client moved it against your wishes. So take a look there.
That's what happened to me, actually, and it's easy enough to just say not junk. And we're trying to make sure you don't view it as that, and we're not going to hit your mailbox every day. But this is our weekly bulletin, as well as a great way to push some other adult ed content. And we think there's a lot of fun to be had with this as we go forward.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So, the other thing that's come up, which, you hinted at is everybody's least favorite topic, but that's the most important one, or not the most, but a important one for us, and certainly one you're connected with, and that's finances at the church. Can you tell us a little bit about what we've learned, what's going on, and where do we go from here, and how can we all help?
Sure. Well, as most people know, most of our income comes through our Sunday plate collection, and without Sunday Mass, we're seeing a big drop in the money coming in. We do have online giving, and that's been positive, and we've seen some increases in online giving, which is very encouraging. We're also having a number of parishioners who are reaching out and mailing us their regular contributions. So while our income is down, it's not so far down that we are really hurting yet. So we decided not to make any drastic changes in staffing levels. We want to keep our staff employed. They're all trying to work remotely, and in some cases, they're working harder remotely than they would be if they were able to work in the office. But we want to keep that up as long as we can. Definitely want to keep our St. Vincent de Paul ministry going. It's able to help people. They can't really meet with people, but they've set up some steps to be able to provide people with food and food vouchers so that those who are struggling can help themselves. And we're seeing some increased traffic there. So with the shortfall in collections, we're doing what we can to cut and delay our expenses without really compromising any ministry. And we know we're going to have to draw down on our savings. We're praying the crisis passes quickly, but I think sometime in May we're going to have to make some much harder decisions about how we conduct business, and especially if the shelter-in-place extends beyond May. So our message really is, if you can, we definitely understand those of you who might be financially impacted, and we recognize and support your need to care for your family as a top priority. But if you're able to keep up your regular weekly contributions by considering online giving or mailing your contribution, we certainly would definitely appreciate that, and thank you for all your support. So with that, I'll turn back over to Michael.
Yeah. No, and I just want to underscore that last point that money's not everyone's favorite topic, of course, but and we know that this is a difficult time for a lot of us, and that needs to be, we need to take care of our families first. We're not asking for anything different. And for what it's worth, Father Paulson and Father Brian are very sensitive to wanting to just feed the people spiritually and not put hand out. But this is who we are. This is our community. We need to sustain and especially, like you said, St. Vincent de Paul. So however anyone listening to this can help, it's appreciated. And I guess on a broader but related note, please let us know how we can help. If you have a need from the parish, you can call the office. Those calls aren't being answered live, but the voicemails are being monitored tightly by Father Paulson. And if you have a specific need or an emergency, please state that in the voicemail, and he will get back to you. And the other thing is that you can email us. You can email the office. You can send us a message on Facebook. There's several of us monitoring all of that. And I also have emails specifically for the Finance Council and for the Pastoral Council. If you have a need or a want or a question or a concern, especially that these two groups can help with, we've got people ready and willing to help figure it out. And that's the best thing we could possibly spend our time on while we're sheltered in place. So please stay in touch, and please look for us online and join us. We've got a big, beautiful Holy Week coming. It's just going to be different. It's Holy Week online. But yeah, Palm Sunday Mass. Father Paulson has already mentioned, by the way, that one great way to celebrate Palm Sunday will be to have everyone take any kind of greenery that you might have, a branch, a leaf, something, and put it on your front door or in your front window. And we can do that sort of in solidarity around town, and know that we're together in that way, and blessed by all the symbolism of Palm Sunday. And then also Holy Thursday, we'll have services, and there'll be a service on Good Friday and the Easter Vigil. We're going to try to do it all and do it as big as we can, even though it's only online. But we continue to say that we keep learning that church is not a building, or at least not only a building. So feeling connected to everyone, and I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for all the hard work that our staff and our volunteer leadership teams are doing. And again, please let us know how we can do something more for you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Greg.
My thanks as well, and thank you, Michael, for putting this together. And we're praying for all of you, and ask for all your prayers as well.
Yes, prayers to all. Stay safe.
Stay safe.